Hi, and welcome on to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT in the building. We are here because we're here to talk about Arsenal, but just before we do, it's coming home, bro. It's coming home.
Here we go.
It's coming. No?
Relax. Relax. We thought it was coming home for Arsenal this season, last season, whatever you want to call it.
No,
we had a very, very, very favourable pathway to the Europa League final.
True. Very true.
And we still messed it up.
Very true.
England also had a very, very favourable pathway to the World Cup final, and they messed it up. So, trust me, if there's one thing that I've learned from this Euros, don't get ahead of yourself. France did. Where are they?
Yeah, true. But I don't think England have got ahead of themselves, though. Because look at their approach to that Germany game.
It was superb. The approach to the game. To be fair, I looked at the opening 15 minutes of the game and I thought it may well be a mistake to have reverted to the free. Because Germany looked dominant in the first 15 minutes. They were in control, causing problems and getting into really dangerous spaces. And I was like, yeah, this don't look right. We looked disjointed and we looked like we didn't have a clue of where we were or what we were going to be. And I think that the most important thing was obviously not to concede. And then I think everyone started to settle down and then gauge what they needed to do. And then it was a bit of a cagey first half. I think we had the best chance at the end of the first half where I felt we should have scored. But then going in 0-0 at half-time, we'd have all took it. And then, as that game progressed in the second half, I was sitting there thinking, we ain't really in any danger here. But we don't also look like we're going to do anything at the other end. This one could be the dreaded penalties. And then Grealish came on and the whole complexion of the game changed. There was all of a sudden there was a directness, picking up certain pockets and channels within the Germany, the lines that they played. And yeah, when Sterling got that goal, it was just like, okay, yeah, like what have Germany got to offer? And then Sterling, of all people, nearly went and inadvertently, do you know what I mean? And it's like
I was like, turn off your Twitter account, mate.
Oh, mate,
if that goes in, turn it off.
If that goes in, but it's ironic, really, that the player that went through was Muller, and he can't find the corner. So it's just,
Muller light, as I said on the day.
But it's and that was the thing. It was a few years ago that would have gone in, and that's kind of the moment where I went, ooh. Maybe it's our day today.
When they missed that, I knew we'd win.
I was like, maybe it's our day. Yeah. And then going and getting the second goal kind of relaxed everybody for the final 5 minutes. The atmosphere within Wembley was superb. And, having fans back. And I think England have been very, very fortunate throughout this competition as well. I think everything's kind of fell into place for England in some respects. You do need to make your own luck. But I feel that having all of the group games at Wembley was a big bonus when you see that, some teams are travelling to Baku and all over. But yet we're based in our own country.
Yeah, but there's other teams.
I know they are.
Even Germany, when Germany, let's say, for instance, in the last round, when Germany faced Hungary, right? They didn't have to go to Hungary, right? Where it was a cauldron there.
Yeah. I get that.
That stadium of Hungary is full.
Yeah,
They played them in Germany, and they still.
Yeah, I get that.
Came a cropper, you know what I mean? So
I get that.
And I think
it's the fact.
You look at a lot of other tournaments. I mean, I know a lot of people have made this point, but you look at a lot of other tournaments, right? And you've basically got, I'd like to see what the actual stat is on it. I don't know what it is, but I know that there's a lot of teams that have won World Cups, Euros and things like that who are playing at home. When France won it, remember they were playing at home.
France 98.
Yeah, playing at home.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
We should have won it in '96.
Germany have
playing
won
at home.
Yeah, Germany have won it playing at home.
We won the World Cup '66.
World Cup '66 at home. There's been a lot of World Cups won by the home team.
There is an advantage in that respect, and what I mean is that effectively England can go all the way through to the final, and they will have only been away from Wembley once,
yeah,
which was obviously the next round in Rome.
And the next game in Rome, there'd be hardly any England fans there.
Well, yeah, and Ukraine as well. It'll just be locals, so it'd be dependent on, they'll give a bit of an atmosphere, but it won't be like what we see. But even that falls into place with us, because I do think we would have beaten Sweden, but I also feel that they would have been a lot tougher test. And you've got, players like Isaac, player that's been linked with Arsenal. I've been really impressed with him throughout the Euros. He would have been a handful. So I look at that and I think, all right, and I'm not dismissing Ukraine or disrespecting them, but if you're going to pick one of the two that you want to play, it's going to be Ukraine. So I think this thing, listen, to win a tournament, you've got to have a good defence. Excuse me. And England have got a good defence. They haven't conceded a goal yet. Excellent. It looks solid, So you've got to have a good defence. I thought Maguire was excellent against Germany.
He was brilliant. And, and you've just got to win your games, basically. That's how our tournament works. And, you look at it, the group of death. None of the teams on the group of death are in the tournament now. They're all dead.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all out.
That's the funny thing, the group of death, and they've all died.
Yeah.
So
Portugal are gone. France are gone. Germany have gone. You would never have thought that.
No.
Right? Some big teams have got beaten in this tournament. So when people say, oh, yeah, but you're lucky, it's all fallen and things like that, I don't completely... Yes, of course, you want to be on that side of the group. You wouldn't want to be on the other side where you've got to get past Belgium, Italy, Spain.
And France were over there as well.
Yeah.
Until, Switzerland dealt with them.
Then you can argue that England earned getting into this side of the group by winning their group, which is a thing that a lot of people were saying, don't win the group because you'll avoid France. I remember driving home the night, right? Because I remember somebody said to me, they go, what would your preference be? Win the group or come second to avoid France? I said, yeah, come second to avoid France would be my preference. But, however, when you go out there, you've got to win the game, right? I was like, had England have beaten Scotland, if I was in charge, I would have probably said, right, that last game is put out a really, all the players who ain't really played yet, and just say, go and play. You still want them to win, but you wouldn't cry if you lost, yeah?
Yeah.
But then once we didn't beat Scotland, to me, I'm like, you've got to win that last game. You've got to beat the Czech Republic, win the group, and just see where it takes you. And Southgate did that. And I was driving home that night when they won that last game. And I heard people on the radio going, oh, Southgate, that's why he's not a good manager. He should have lost that game, avoid France, blah, blah, blah. And look, France are out. You know what I mean? So he's now earned the right to get a Ukraine.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And we wouldn't have got Ukraine if we hadn't got past Germany. And let's face it, that was amongst one of the hardest ties we could have got, especially when you think of our history against them. Yeah. I think it's
competitions. More to do with the history than anything, because I don't actually think Germany are a good side, to be fair.
I was having this argument with my brother yesterday. I'm like, I think they've got very good players. Yeah. I just think the manager, is putting me in a bit of the Wenger thing when it comes to
been there too long.
He's been there too long. I was speaking to the German fan, Aaron, and he was going, he goes, everybody in Germany wanted Lowe to go after the last thing, right? After the last World Cup. And he's just been here too long. He don't want to go. I was like, are you talking about Arsene Wenger? Yeah. Right? And basically you saw, he left out Sane and Gnabry from the starting lineup.
I was shocked when I didn't see Gnabry.
They've got great players, they've got Gundogan, he's just won the title. Yeah. They got Goretzka.
I was shocked.
They've got Havertz. I think it's when you look at it player for player, it's quite an even matchup. And you've got Manuel Neuer in goal.
Yeah, Gnabry knows the English game.
And he always scores when he comes to London. Yeah. And then you don't start him
I was stunned when I didn't see him. I was like, thank you very much. But, Joachim Low, if he wants, a job outside of Germany now, the Euros is over, then maybe Manscaped should get hold of him. Do you know what I mean? Given some of the antics that we've seen him doing on the touchline and where he likes to touch all the time, maybe he needs a bit of that ball deodorizer. Do you know what I mean? It's like, Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean? But look, at the end of the day, they did the job, and that's the most important thing. And you
caution, like you said, it was like with us, and Villarreal. We looked at it. We go, look at the side of the group we've got. Yeah, you know what I mean. Look at the pathway is there. Slavia Prague.
Yeah.
then
it was all great. It was all great, and then
Villarreal.
And I'll tell you, the team that worry me the most, and all banter aside, this ain't about sweepstakes or anything like that. Yeah, the team that worry me is Denmark.
Yeah, because Denmark have already beaten us as well.
Yeah, but they've got the momentum, and they've got this whole Christian Eriksen thing, and I can't emphasize enough how much that seems to have galvanized the whole entire nation. And what we will find as well is that if we do play Denmark, we will have everybody bar the English supporting them because of the Christian Eriksen thing.
But
everybody wants them to do it.
Though,
in the stadium, it'll be a different matter.
The game's not going to be in Copenhagen.
Of course, it will be very different.
But yeah, it's been a good Euros, isn't it? It has been good. It's been enjoyable.
It's been nice just to see fans. It's been nice to see fans back in the stadium.
It has been nice to see fans back. What do you think's going to happen this season? Now, we've seen like these games. We've seen a lot of them with fans in. We've seen the way they've done it over here, where it's like a slow build-up of more and more fans.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? I'm still not clear with what's going to happen this season. We've all renewed our season tickets, right? Mm-hmm. But they haven't exactly said there's going to be a full stadium yet. I mean, things are supposed to open up come towards the end of this month. It's what the government supposedly. We've heard that before. Things are supposed to open up. Yeah. Do you think we're going to have full stadiums next season when things will be back to normal?
Honestly, don't know. I don't trust the government in any way, shape or form, and I'm not going down a political route or anything like that. I just don't trust anything that they say. They tell us to do one thing and they're doing the other, as Matt Hancock proved. So at the end of the day, I'll see it when I see it. So...
Because there's been a lot of talk about there'll be home games where fans can go to, but
no away.
No away fans will be able to travel. No. Which again, I find a bit ridiculous, because if things have opened back up, why can't away fans travel? You can travel at the moment. You can jump in your car and you can drive to Manchester, can't you?
You tell me.
You can drive to, Devon. Why wouldn't you be able to drive to somewhere? Again,
it doesn't make no sense.
Weird.
None of it makes sense. At the end of the day, it's like when I lost my uncle during this whole pandemic and everything, and we were allowed I think it was 10 people at the funeral. I think it was, or something like that. And I just sat there and I was like, seriously, we should have just had the funeral on the beach. And then we could have brought anyone we wanted. That's how stupid it is. You go to the beach and it's ram. You have a funeral, you're not allowed more than 10 people. So I'm not even joking when I say it. Go and have the funeral at the beach. Because then you could have everyone. It's like, that sounds stupid. And you say it over and over and you realise how stupid it sounds. But that's how they've made it. That nothing makes sense anymore, Robbie. None of it makes any sense. And that's why I just sit there in my life now. I told you, man, I'm just whatever. Yeah. And that's with everything, man. I'm just trying to enjoy myself, man.
I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens with that. I mean, there's a lot of us, hoping that, I'd love to go to that first game against Brentford. But somehow I'm just looking at it and thinking, I bet you any money they're going to say no away fans.
I was chatting to somebody connected to Brentford this week on a night out. I'm not going to bait him up, but somebody connected to Brentford, and I was like, if we can't get in the stadium, can you hook me up? He was like, bruv, he goes, our tickets are in the actual stands. He goes, you'll never get away with sitting in there. They'll recognise you straight away. I was like, yeah, but I wear a mask, innit? It's like they still know it's you. So I'm trying to get all these little squeezes and blags and because I really want to go.
I've actually got a link.
No,
I'll talk to you afterwards.
Yeah, but
it's a very good link.
But I want to go, man, so badly. We would
still get spotted, wouldn't we?
Yeah, but it's such a because it's new stadium, it's Brentford.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
that's the hot ticket for this season.
Friday night as well.
Of all the games, the two games that I really want to go to away is Tottenham away in their new stadium. Right, because we haven't done that yet.
I haven't missed that walk. I haven't missed that walk.
Getting there, but I, being there in a new stadium, first North London derby in there, that's what I'd love. Really looking forward to. Hopefully that happens, and then if that didn't happen, you can't go to that, and we were all from the same place, more or less.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, right? And then the other one I was really looking for was Brentford. Because I'm like, Brentford,
New stadium, man, just come
new
up.
stadium, just come up, electric atmosphere. And I just get a feeling we're going to get deprived of that. But we'll have to wait and see how it goes. They're doing all these... I know they've done some of these test events and they're saying that, they haven't seen... Well, I don't know. On the one hand, I heard they said they haven't seen a massive rise. Then I saw some other report where they said there was a rise. I don't know, man. Honestly...
Mate, there's only one thing that's been rising in the government, and I'm not going to talk about that. So, nah.
Yeah, well, something that's rising at Arsenal is we're starting to get a few deals together.
It looks to
couple
be.
of signings.
Looks to be.
Albert Sambi Lokonga, the midfielder from Anderlecht, and Nuno Tavares, left back from Benfica, played against us in the Euros.
Now the best Nuno in London.
The best Nuno in London, I like that.
I mean, yeah. It's look, we needed to cover that position. We was never going to buy somebody in the left back position that was going to be first choice. Kieran Tierney's the first choice, but we need somebody that's young and can develop and be able to, cover the position if needed.
You're surprised they've gone for someone young, because you say that we needed someone young, but there was someone there was like a Ryan Bertrand, right, who played in the Premier League, available on a free, wouldn't even cost anything, could go in there and he just hit the ground running, right? Because if Kieran Tierney's out injured, which we know, unfortunately, he has a bad injury record. Yeah. And even if he doesn't get injured, we know that he's a player you've got to manage. You've got to manage that guy, right? How he plays.
I think it'd be easier this season because we've got no Europe.
Yeah, so you look on it and you like, that person who's coming in as a backup left back, probably going to play a lot of games. So would Bertrand have been a better shout? Or are you pleased that Arsenal are going after this, are going to get this guy because, he will develop and he will add proper competition for Kieran Tierney?
I think that it's, low risk, high reward, to be fair. The money's not, major. So that's where it's low risk. And the potential of it, him coming in and excelling and becoming a great player means that there will be a high reward from it. You bring in a Ryan Bertrand, and I think maybe Arsenal have realised, especially with last season as well, they've been stung with these older players and the wages, and maybe that's all down to Willian. That's kind of made them realise, like, let's get away from that, and the demographic seems to be very, very simple with Arsenal at the moment, which is young players building for the future.
Yeah, because Albert Sambi Lokonga, again, very highly rated, another young boy. Lots of people have been bigging him up and saying that, he's been what did I see him described as the other day? The new Busquets.
Oh, there's always a new someone, isn't it? The new someone.
The new Busquets. But Vincent Kompany, who's at Anderlecht's, been bigging him up and saying that, this kid's going to be the next big thing in midfield and that. But again, he's not a guy that's going to, from what we can see, he ain't going to come in and be your first team star, is he?
No, and again, we're building for the future. And I've got no issues with it. As long as we address the areas that need addressing, I don't care which way around it is. It doesn't bother me. We could go and, bring in the unnamed players at the beginning and the big name players at the end, or vice versa. Doesn't matter, as long as you go and deal with the situation that's needed and the positions that are needed. And I don't think us as fans will have any objection to what way they do it, as long as they do it.
Did you see Granit Xhaka performance the other night against France?
Some of us actually believed in him. Always have. But, the thing is with Granit,
Who's that who believed in him?
Listen, it's what it is, isn't it?
You said to sell him the other day.
Some of us can spot talent. But, the thing is with Granit is that I feel that it's right to sell him, because I feel that he's the club and the fans and Granit, there's that divide there. Ever since the incident and everything, there always just is that. I think it's best for Arsenal and it's best for him. But what I was trying to say to you on the podcast the other week was that he gets criticism that I think is unjust. Yes, I think it's right to move him on and we need to move to the next level. But does he deserve the criticism he gets? No, he doesn't. Was he one of our best players last season? Yes, he was.
I think so.
But automatically, when you speak about Granit Xhaka's performances last season, instantly the first thing that comes into your head is the mistake against Burnley or the sending off. You don't talk about the good performances. And when he had to go and fill in at left back, or when he was out injured, you realised how much you missed him and everything else. So, and at the end of the day, I think that performance also emphasised that Roma are taking the piss with their offer. He's worth a lot more than that. He was before that performance.
I'm trying to find...
he weren't playing against Farmers the other night.
Yeah, no, he was brilliant the other night. He was absolutely brilliant.
Immense.
I'm trying to find... We did a poll on it. On the app. Looks like maybe the poll's gone down now.
He's such a divisive person, man.
Yeah, we did a poll on him, but I can't find that poll. But then we've done another poll on it, because there's a player that's been linked to replace him, and that's Locatelli. Manuel Locatelli, Italian, plays for Sassuolo over there in Italy. The owner, sorry, the CEO of Sassuolo saying that Arsenal have bid. Yeah. Right? I think they won about 35 million for him, but he said Arsenal have put in a very important bid, he describes it as, and now he's waiting to hear from Juventus. Now, I don't know if this is him trying to talk it up and say, Juventus, come on, come higher, right? But that's Locatelli's been excellent in the Euros.
Yeah,
he really has.
He's been super.
And we did a poll on it, Locatelli to replace Xhaka. At the moment, it stands. You can either say no, they're better players we can find, or yes. 100% people saying yes, we should get him to replace Xhaka.
How many voted?
I don't know yet, but that's on the app. But
is it just you that voted?
No, it's not just me voted. But Locatelli, would that be a good replacement for Xhaka?
I made a joke of it last week, didn't I? I said you got more chance of buying a plasma telly than a Locatelli. But listen, that one could end up being a meme. Yeah. You know what I mean? I might end up having to buy another plasma telly. Like, Jesus. But, mate, it's good that we're kind of there. But how much, like you were saying, is kind of being driven to try and bump up Juve's price? Or
I'm saying that it's an important bid.
Yeah,
means that it's a serious one, isn't it? It's not a joke thing.
No pound on the end. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, look, from what you're saying, and like, yeah, they wouldn't come out and say that if we hadn't actually a bid. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think so.
Well, no, because Arsenal could just turn around and rebuff it straight away and go, "What are you on about? We ain't bid anything." Do you know what I mean? So, I'm not too sure how much Arsenal will appreciate that, because Arsenal have always been a club that like to do business quietly. Or
they're not going to appreciate that at all.
You know what I mean?
They're not going to appreciate that at all, because what the guy's trying to... I think what people have to realise as well, that this is a common thing that's done with clubs, where they'll say that because they're trying to invite more interest.
Yeah, of course.
They know that Juventus are interested in Locatelli. I think Locatelli, I spoke to Fabrizio Romano the other day. He was saying to me that Locatelli does want to go to Juventus. So Sassuolo probably know that. Juventus probably know that. Juventus obviously are saying to themselves, well, all right, we'll just sit tight, and, we ain't going to give you 35 million. We're going to come in with as little amount as we can possibly can. But by them now saying to Juventus, well, hey, hold on a minute, Arsenal have come, they bid. It's an important bid, right? So they haven't noticed he didn't say how much they bid. Yeah. Right, it's an important bid. Pull your finger out, or we're going to deal with Arsenal. So you never know. It does mean that Arsenal... I mean, would that be a good signing for you?
Yeah, of course it would be. Of course it would be. He is a really good player, but it's nice that we're actually involved in the mix, but you've got to actually follow through and get these deals over the line now. It's no good. Do you know what I mean? I could sit here now and talk about I'm going to sign this player for my team. I'm not, but it sounds great, doesn't it?
You ain't put a bid in, have you?
Might do.
You got 30 million plus?
No, but they don't know that. Do you know what I mean? And if they accept the bid, then I'm like, Robbie, do me a loan, mate. Help me out here, mate. I'm stuck here. Jesus, I've just bought this guy for £30 million.
Locatelli, like you said, it's positive though. That when I'm seeing that Arsenal are bidding for players like that, that's positive for me. There's also the Ben White one. That's still going on.
Yep.
That's
I think that
looking
will,
positive.
I think that will get more sorted once.
Yeah, 55
the Euros is
million
done.
though.
English tax. That's what it is, Robbie. Fact. English tax. Like it or not.
55 million.
Listen, I don't know what you want me to say. We all know about English tax.
You cool with paying that?
Ain't my money. I couldn't give a shit. Spend it. It's not my money.
You'd be the first one to turn. 55 million quid. Why did Arsenal waste money on that when they could have? Remember when everyone said to Mustafi, "Oh yeah, pay it, man. We need a centre back."
You know what?
35 million pounds for Mustafi.
You know what? Mustafi looked like a great deal after the first 20 games or so. Let's be real about it. We went on an unbeaten run with Mustafi when he first joined. Then he got injured and he came back and he was like a different person. It's like Space Jam.
That is true.
Somebody took his powers away. It's like, give me them. But so, at the end of the day, we can't sit as a fan base and moan about never spending money, and then when we do, you moan who they're spending it on. Let them do the job. Let them go out and get their recruitment, and then if they fail, you can then start to question the recruitment and what's gone on, etc., etc.
Apparently, Saliba's representatives were at the
I see him
were at the training ground, London Coney. Having a meeting to find out what's going on with the player. Well, what's happening.
I don't think it's as bad as that may sound. Like, I think that they're just discussing what the next steps are, and I don't think there's an issue there.
Well, how do you know?
Well, the fact that the agent even put the picture up, it was the agent that put it up. It weren't like it was a rumour.
Again, this is a smart thing from the agent, isn't it? It's like he already knows that there's a lot of fans that are not too happy about the way. The perception is
I get what you're saying.
He's being treated badly. So the agent tweeting that out.
No,
he
I think
knows
it was on Instagram. But I also think we've been to the training ground and we know the policy with phones and stuff like that. Whether you're an agent, a player, or whatever, they have a policy at the club.
Yeah, but it's a bit differently for an agent.
Stuff. No, because it was in the office. It weren't like. But what I'm saying is that for me, it looks like it's productive talks. So there's no issue with sharing where he is.
It could be that, or it could be
it could be
mischievous. Like, he knows that there's a lot of fans out there that are frustrated with the way in which Saliba's being treated. So it's like, right, I'm going to make it. I'm going to show that I'm sat here discussing the future of my player. So on the one hand, it could be like you said, productive talk, sitting down, all amicable stuff like that. It could also be like, yo, what's happening with my player, man? You're buying Ben White. What are your plans? Yeah. For Saliba, are you keeping him? Are you selling him? You're leaving my player in limbo. What's going on? It could be that as well. And I just got the impression from him putting that picture out that it's more that than, everything's cool, man.
Nah.
We're at London Coney, everything's level, we're nice.
You just like to see the drama in that side.
Because I'm basing it off of the past history.
No, you're just bad-minded.
Past recent history of this club.
Bad-minded.
It's not bad-minded, it's what we see.
Listen,
it's what we see a lot.
Yeah, but what I see is it can be either one. So I'd rather not jump to conclusions. What are you laughing for? I'm a changed man.
This summer really is chilling you out.
I'm chilled, man. I told you, man.
I'm glad you're chill, but I'm sorry. In the case of me, I'm not convinced. But
I'm calm.
None of us know because we weren't there, but I'm just basing mine off of recent history with some of these people at this club, man. And we're gonna have to wait and see. But
we will have to wait and see. You continue with your hi and welcome to that show. Must be mad at the moment because the amount of players we're linked with, man.
We're linked with everybody at the moment.
Jesus Christ. Every time I go onto Instagram or something, I see your face pop up and I'm just like, oh no, what's it now? And you're like, Arsenal have been linked with, and I'm like, huh? Who's this one he's been linked with now?
We're going to get linked with a lot of players at this time of year, obviously.
I know, because, but you know what the weirdest thing is that we're being linked to a lot of players and there seems to be some substance in the links.
Yeah.
Whereas normally it's like, Arsenal are linked with Lionel Messi. Shut up. You're just filling a gap, Robbie. What are you doing? We're not linked with... No, it's not going to happen. But now it's genuine.
What do you think? There was a bit of news today that maybe Arsenal may not be selling Hector Bellerin after all.
Great.
And they may keep hold of him.
Maybe you will ruin my summer.
I saw that today. They're saying that... Where you go? What you got that up there for?
Hector Bellerin. No, he likes his trees. Sorry.
Your jokes, man.
But
apparently they're not actively. You know, like normally if you've got a player and you're looking to shift him out, you're informing clubs out there. You know, Hector Bellerin's for sale. So
I heard Inter Milan were looking at him since they got rid of Hakimi.
Yeah, Inter Milan, PSG. PSG won't be now. Now they've got Hakimi. But there's I think AC Milan, Villarreal. You know, there's been various clubs.
See, I can see the links.
I'm seeing the, what I'm hearing is that Arsenal are not actively looking to sell him.
I can see the links with some of the names you mentioned, because with AC Milan, obviously, bald-headed fraud will know him. And
Gazidis you're on about.
Yeah, Ivan Gazidis. And Villarreal, obviously, Unai will know him. But then there's mentions of Real Betis. Is one, and I believe that was his team he supported as a boy. A lot of people will have this misconception that he's a Barcelona fan. No, he was just a Barcelona's academy from a kid. He's actually a Real Betis fan. So, you never know. Never know. Well, I think that one would be something that maybe gets done on the wire at the end.
It has to be a weird one if we did keep him, because, towards the end of the season, Callum Chambers ahead of even him and Cedric. So it'd be a weird one if we did keep him.
Yeah, it would be.
3 right backs at the moment. Well, 4 if you put Ainsley into it.
Yeah, well, I think Ainsley's got other things to worry about at the moment.
Yeah, Ainsley, Joe Willett, both crashing their cars.
Yeah. Although we still don't know that it was him yet. I've seen all the images and stuff like that, but I still haven't got 100% confirmation.
Apparently it was his car that overturned.
But obviously we haven't seen no images that it's him driving. And
main thing is all right. That's the main thing.
That is first and foremost the main thing. There's a lot of speculation online, and we need to emphasise that it's speculation and that it's rumours, and it's, people saying, certain things fell out of his car or this, that and the other. Really?
Yeah, were they?
I'm sure that if certain things were involved or whatever it might be, then the authorities will be dealing with that, and everyone would know in due course. And above anything, just be grateful that he's all right.
Yeah, I mean, he's all right. So, but again, his future's to be sorted. A lot of players to have their future sorted out. Arsenal. A lot of players could be on the way out.
A lot of players. We've even got to sort Gunnosaurus' future out. It's like, but you need to. At the end of the day, there's a lot of comings and goings at Arsenal, and long may it continue for me, because it's.
What about this one though? Right, Aaron Ramsdale.
Oh no! Can we move on to the next subject, please?
No, again, you're saying move on. Again, this is another serious one though.
Yeah,
this is not.
I'm not serious. I'm not serious about it. I don't want Aaron Ramsdale in any way, shape, or form. Are you mad? One of the worst goalkeepers I've seen. Only have to look at him when he was playing. Do you know what I mean?
Sheffield United.
It was dreadful. He was dreadful. Honest to God. Absolute dreadful. And he cost Sheffield United more than Aston Villa paid for Emi Martinez. Behave yourself, man. Nah.
But there's a lot of talk. This is a serious talk.
I hope it's talk.
No, it's not just idle talk. There's a lot of talk that Arsenal have approached Sheffield United.
Yeah.
And they're interested in signing Ramsdale.
And I'll approach Arsenal and say, please don't be interested in Ramsdale.
What would that mean? If they do get Ramsdale, what does that mean for... Surely that's the end of Leno then.
For Ramsdale? Oh, mate, you will ruin my summer. I'm not even joking. He's awful. Go and get Onana. Why is that gone cold?
Onana, if they bring Onana in, he can't play until November.
Yeah, that's not far away. We're not in Europe.
Yeah, but you still need a backup goalkeeper starting, at the start of the season.
Put one of the kids in there.
But the thing is, I don't think Arsenal would buy Aaron Ramsdale as a backup, because it's going to cost a lot of money.
Oh, mate, don't.
So they won't, Aaron Ramsdale, I mean, Sheffield United want 40 million for him, right? They're not going to get 40 million, but he costs at least 25 million, I reckon, right? No. Which is a lot of outlay on a goalkeeper, and it would be very embarrassing, I feel, as well, when we let Martinez go for under 20 million for him to be the best goalkeeper in the league last season. But I'm saying if they go and outlay that amount of money on Aaron Ramsdale's not going to want to come at Arsenal being number 2. Because, he's in the England squad now. You've got the World Cup coming up in 2022. Aaron Ramsdale, if he's coming in, I surely feel that it has to be the end of Leno then. What do you think? No, I'm just being. This is
I'm-
serious.
I can't say no more than I've already said. I genuinely can't say no more.
You don't rate him.
No, not in any way, shape or form. My goalkeeper's better than him. I'm not even joking. I don't rate Ramsdale in any way, shape or form. Don't command his box. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything that warrants him joining Arsenal Football Club. No. I'd rather Arsenal went all out and just went back to Villa and said, give us Emi back. Do you know what I mean? They've taken the piss with a load of bids with us. Go and take the piss with them. That's the way round it should be. Not Villa taking the piss out of us. Go and take the piss out of them. So go and drop a load of money on them if you're desperate for a goalkeeper to come back.
Well, listen, it's a real live. Aaron Ramsdale's a real live one. So, that's not no idle rumour. So, as I said, I just keep thinking about it, saying if he comes in, surely that's goodbye Leno.
Mate, if we replace Leno with Ramsdale, man, I'll do my nut.
You just said you've been calm.
Yeah. I have been calm until that.
Listen, I
mean?
can't believe it as well. Again, I look on it and I say goalkeeper is not a priority. We've got a very good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
There are some things he needs to improve. I don't think he had a particularly bad season. He wasn't as good as he was the previous season, but I mean, Leno, it's just the distribution. I feel that is what he needs to work on and speed fit. But he's better than Ramsdale.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
You want a keeper for distribution, but then you want Ramsdale.
But they reckon his distribution is quite good.
No, he's poor. He's so poor. He's poor. Every time I saw him for Sheffield United, he was poor. He was just poor, man. Honestly. Nah.
Maybe they're seeing something that we ain't seeing because, as I said, the rumours have been for a couple of weeks, and then there was talk the other day that Arsenal were ready in a bid to put in for him to Sheffield United. Sheffield United are kind of playing hardball. They want to get, they only bought him last season. I'm with you. I've not seen, and as I said, he surely is not coming to be a number 2. Surely. A guy like that who's not, he's in the England squad. Must have done something right to get into the England squad. Right, but he's in the England squad. And, if you're in the England squad, you ain't going to go, you go and play number 2 somewhere, you're likely not going to get in the England squad next time around. So...
I can't say no more, Robbie. I genuinely, in that instance, there's nothing I can say.
You're not feeling it at all?
Not in any way, shape or form am I feeling it. No. I reckon you could go and walk outside the Emirates right now and go and ask a load of Arsenal fans, and not one person will say they want to sign Ramsdale. Not one. Genuinely, not one. Do you reckon you can find one?
I don't get it. I don't get it. Just like, the Ben White one I don't get, but he's quality. So,
but I
guess with the Ben White one, they're looking at it and thinking, we can't afford to let it. This guy will improve our. You know what I mean? So I don't get it because of. I don't get it.
The bill.
You know what it is with me. You know what it is with me with the Ben White thing. I don't get it on a priority level, but from a pure talent level, I get it. He's quality. Yeah. The Ramsdale one I don't get because to me he ain't quality. He's all right. He's an average goalkeeper. We've got a very good goalkeeper, and I'm just looking at him like, if he was coming as a number 2, I'd get it. But I don't think he's coming as a number 2.
And you're not spending £25 million on a number 2.
Yeah, because the price tag for him is going to be high, right? So if he comes, surely that's goodbye Leno.
How the hell can we go from having 2 of the best goalkeepers in the league to potentially having the worst goalkeeper in the league?
You say he's the worst goalkeeper in the league?
Did you watch him last season? Where did Sheffield United finish?
You put it that way.
What do you want me to say? I can't really say no more than that. Sorry.
Oh dear.
As simple as that, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Listen, there's going to be a lot of competition next season. Looking at all the competition going, teams, everybody's starting to strengthen. United have just, bought Jadon Sancho. But what do you make of it? Our immediate competition, the one that we look on the fixture list straight away when it came out. Spurs have just appointed a new manager, Nuno Espirito Santo. Do we need to be worried about that?
No. Why should I be worried?
It's a good. You think that's a good appointment?
Have Wolves ever finished above us?
No, but you have better players now to work with, aren't he?
He had players just as good at Wolves as he did at Tottenham. Yeah, Harry Kane won't be at Tottenham.
Having said that, when was the last time we beat Wolves? I mean, I think we've beaten only once since he's been there.
Still didn't finish above us.
Didn't, but you're not worried about Nuno Espirito Santo going to Tottenham.
He just looks like an old Nathan Redmond. What? It's as simple as that, isn't it? Like, I'm not worried at all. Listen, at the end of the day, what was he? 18th choice? Like, I don't know what choice manager he was, but he certainly weren't the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, or do you know what I mean?
I think they were trying to claim he was, didn't it? He was like...
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. Yeah, of course he was. Yeah, that one. Yeah. All right. Do you know what I mean? It's nah.
But genuinely, you're not... all jokes aside, genuinely, because he's a decent manager, isn't he?
He's all right. He's all right, but for me, you know, Spurs have gone from Pochettino to Mourinho to Nuno. It's downgrade. For me, it is. Not bothered about it. Find it amusing. But for me, it's a downgrade. Do you really think that Nuno's going to convince Harry Kane to stay? Maybe if Conte came in at Spurs, then Kane could go, all right, yeah. Nuno's coming in. Harry Kane ain't going to go, ooh, yeah. Ooh, no. What? Can't say no more, can I?
So you're no fear?
No.
Okay. No, I just thought I'd ask you.
Could care less. Do you know what I mean? What do you want me to say at the end of the day? Yes.
And Patrick Vieira getting the Crystal Palace job.
Yeah. That's great. I'm going to have a little chat with him anyway. I'm not even joking. You think I'm joking? First job he's going to do is ban the mans that nick my hat. You think I'm joking? I'm going to be like, Paddy, listen, let's have a little chat. Them man's there. Yeah? Try to hang my hat off the stands. Nah.
When you think about it, like...
but that one come out of the blue.
That come out of the blue. Actually be two black managers, right? Which has been a real shortage of that in the Premier League now. But Patrick Vieira, if he goes to Palace and he's successful, that could be his pathway to Arsenal.
It could be. I also, do you know what? I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't know what the situation is, but if he's a manager at Crystal Palace, is he now allowed to be on the board or involved in a takeover of Arsenal?
That's true, because he was with Daniel Ek.
Yeah. Or
if Daniel Ek takes over at Arsenal and Vieira's over there doing a good job,
maybe this is part of their plan.
Is that?
Maybe that's part of the plan. Maybe he said to him, "Go get a job in the Premier League." And then,
I mean, surely, you know, saying what you're saying, he wouldn't have much to do now. He'd have to back out of that whole...
It would, well, yeah, because you couldn't. I don't know what the actual rules behind it are, but I can't imagine you owning or having a percentage within a club that you're in the same competition that you're competing in.
Yeah, I guess he'd have to back out of that.
There would have to be... Yeah. Do you know, unless Daniel Ek's going to buy Crystal Palace.
But the thing about it, though, I think it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how he gets on over there, because I do believe that if he went there, actually, it's kind of a difficult one, because if he went to Palace and he does really, really well, the fans will be saying, well, maybe next Arsenal manager, if it doesn't work out for Mikel, let's get Vieira in. Yeah. But then how would Stan Kroenke feel about that? As
he was one of the ones
that was trying to push the Daniel Ek deal. If Daniel Ek takes over at Arsenal, Vieira, if he does a good job over there at Crystal Palace, is immediately in the frame. It's interesting.
It is an interesting one. I'm looking forward to seeing him back in the Premier League, and you know,
I'm interested to see what he's going to be like as a manager, because as we know, great players don't always make good managers. No. We've seen loads and loads of them over the years. Yeah,
and look, at the end of the day, some of the worst players make the greatest managers.
Yeah,
you know, Arsene Wenger was not a great player. Turned out to be a great manager.
Klopp weren't a great player.
Klopp weren't.
Guardiola was a good player.
Yeah,
though.
Guardiola was a great player.
Guardiola was a good player.
You know,
and he's become a good
but like
manager.
I said, there's exceptions.
Yeah.
But a lot of, you know, Sir Alex Ferguson. Do you know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, me, Had to get on in there, sorry. But yeah, look, listen.
Benitez going to Everton as well.
Yeah, that's
The loyalty's gone in football. Could you imagine, right, if like
Arsene Wenger went to Tottenham? Oh no, Arsene Wenger went to Tottenham or whatever.
Yeah, Arsene Wenger going to Tottenham or Pochettino coming to Arsenal. How the fans on each side would feel about that.
See that kind of thing. It's like I remember Benitez has once turned around and called Everton a small club. So and
the fans don't want him either.
No, because
I spoke to a couple of Evertonians, man. They're raging.
They're not happy at all. And the thing is as well with Benitez, he wasn't just a Liverpool manager. He's one of their best managers they've had. And
he stayed up in Merseyside because he's Liverpool.
Look what he achieved at Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? He's got legendary status at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like the Liverpool fans that I've spoke to,
they're all laughing about it.
They think it's hilarious. They're like, we don't mind him going. Like,
they're all laughing,
and they're all like of this mindset that he's gone there to finish the last piece of his legendary status of Liverpool, which is to sabotage Everton.
I'll tell you what, the Everton fans are fuming.
Yeah, there was banners outside the stadium and all sorts, like telling him to F off. And
I heard something about they put a banner outside his house, but it turned out to be the wrong house. But he's a brave guy. You know what? That's the second role he's taken. Because remember when he went to Chelsea? None of the fans, but he won something for them, didn't he?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day.
But none of the fans wanted him at Chelsea.
He's got the pedigree, but the only way that he's going to, win those Everton fans over is by winning games. And, all of the animosity towards him and the aggression will soon change on the first Merseyside derby if Everton beat Liverpool.
Will it? Because I remember when George Graham went to Tottenham,
Mm-hmm.
They never accepted him. He won. He one of the few managers that's won anything.
He went to Tottenham. It took a former Arsenal manager to go to you to win your only trophy in the last 25 years.
Yeah. But they never accepted him.
No.
Even with that.
No.
They never accepted him. They never liked him, even though he bought them something that they never get.
Yeah.
So
we loaned him to Tottenham for a few years just to let him experience a little bit of silverware and then... You know what I mean? It's brave. It's
brave, man. It's a brave.
But I'm sure he's getting paid a very, very handsome sum. At the end of the day, you wouldn't really mind facing a bit of abuse for that kind of money, would you? You're going to bother him. And look, listen, he's old enough and wise enough and been around the block. It ain't going to faze him. And like I said, football's a funny game. I think that he can turn people around, and it's based on performances and results at the end of the day. What he's got to do is get results immediately, though, because already he's got everyone on his back. Normally a new manager comes in and there's excitement, but he's already got like that whole aggressiveness. Like people want him out, and he's not even put his name tag on the door.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was listening to Tottenham fans, they're all fuming as well. I mean, I was asking you that question, but the Tottenham fans that I've heard and all the phone-ins and that, they're absolutely fuming. They don't want Nuno. They didn't want Nuno at all. They say his football's too negative.
No, listen, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and I think Tottenham were now in a situation where they just literally were desperate. They had to get someone in, because how can you recruit and plan for the season when you haven't got a manager to actually plan for you? It was just becoming comical. Even Arsenal ladies team got their new manager in before Spurs. So it's it became a running joke. It genuinely was becoming an actual farcical joke now. And every day there was a new name. You actually could make a combined 11 and substitutes bench of all the managers that rejected Tottenham. A 1 to 11. A 1 to 11 of managers that rejected them. I'm not even joking. It's embarrassing, isn't it? But listen, I couldn't give a shit. So
anyway, that's the way we're going to end it right now. Thanks for watching the podcast and listening to the podcast. Don't forget, it's available on all your usual formats. So download it right now. Subscribe here to AFTV, and also check out the Don Robbie channel for all of our Euro watch-alongs. We're doing the England game. That's going to be good. And you got Denmark. You had Denmark in the sweepstake, innit? You still in it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you're more petrified than me.
I'm out now.
No, it's nothing to do with that. It's the fact of you possibly giving me a PS5.
Yeah, I don't want to give him that PS5, man. Come on, England, please.
You know what I mean? Right. It's like, so really, I've got a win-win. England win, I'm happy because my nation's in a final. If they get to like the semi-final. Obviously, first we've got to get past Ukraine. And if we lose, then I get the added bonus of knowing that I'm one game away from watching you absolute meltdown at having to give me a PS5.
Anyway, listen, thanks for listening and watching, and we'll see you next week with another All Guns Blazing podcast.